students, how are you? I hope you are well. Welcome to a new class. Today we are going to cover lesson 4 from unit 11 from the Pupil's book, page 57, exercise 3, and from the activity book, page 54, exercise 4. Before we start our class for today, we are going to solve the homework from last time. And the question was, write the following words in your notebook. So we are going to write them together. Make sure that you are using good handwriting and you are using correct spelling when you are writing these words. Let's start by writing the words together, and the first word is village. Then we have the second word, which is city. Our third word is radio. Then we have computer. And our last word is television. I hope that your handwriting is there. We are going to start with this exercise. When Grandpa and Grandma were young, they didn't live in a city. They lived in a village. And as you remember, when we want to use the past tense, if it is affirmative for regular verbs, we add ed. If it is negative, we put didn't before the verb. So for example, we have the verb live. Live in the affirmative form is lived in the past. We put ed. But in the negative form, it's didn't live, which is we add didn't and we keep the verb as it is. So the question is, can you create one more sentence about your grandparents or parents? And we can say, for example, when my grandparents, we are going to create one for our grandparents first. When my grandparents were young, they didn't travel to school by car. Full stop. They walked to school. Or we can write something about our parents as well, and we can say, when my parents were young, they didn't use CDs or DVDs. Full stop. They listened to the radio. As you can see in the first sentence, didn't travel and walked. I am using the affirmative of the verb walk in the past tense, walked, and negative, travel becomes didn't travel. The same thing, didn't use, negative of use in the past, and we have listened, which is the affirmative of the regular verb listen in the past. we add ed, of course. Now we are going to move to the pupils book, page 57, exercise 3. Talk about you. Here we have a list of verbs and we are going to use them in the past, in the affirmative form by adding ed, and in the negative form by adding didn't. So, for example, I didn't play table tennis yesterday. I played volleyball. Here we used play. Other verbs that you can use are travel, listen, use, watch, help, tidy, carry, visit, talk, walk, wash, cook, and brush. So we are going to use the same way of talking about ourselves, about things that we did in the past. So for example, play, we already did that. Let's use travel. So we are going to use travel for the first one, and we are going to write, for example, I didn't travel by car last weekend. I traveled by bus, for example. We can use another example for listen, and we can say, for example, I didn't listen to CDs yesterday. Full stop. I listened to the radio. And one more example we can use, for example, use, the verb use, and we can say, this is number 3, I didn't use computers when I was young. Full stop. I used books, for example. So as you can see, travel in the affirmative is traveled in the past, or didn't travel in the negative form. In the past, listen is listened but didn't listen in the negative form, and use in the past is used but in the negative form it becomes now didn't. We are going to move to the activity book, page 54, exercise 4. Look and write, and here we have 4 pictures and we are going to write a sentence for each picture. For example, I was ill yesterday. I didn't enjoy my day in bed. Now let's look at this picture and we are going to write it in the negative. So for example, I didn't go to school. The first one is done for us. The second one, they are playing football. In the negative, it becomes I didn't play football. Let's write it down together. I didn't play football. Now, moving to the third one. Here they are riding a bicycle. So we are going to say, I didn't ride a bicycle. Well done. Let's write it together. I didn't ride my bicycle. Make sure that you are writing between the lines with me. And the last one is children playing in the park. So in the negative it becomes I didn't play in the park. Let's write down the answer together. I didn't play in the park. With a full stop at the end. So the paragraph becomes, I was ill yesterday. I didn't enjoy my day in bed. I didn't go to school. I didn't play football. I didn't ride my bicycle. I didn't play in the park. So here we use the verbs in their negative form in the past tense and we add didn't. Good job. You watched television at 12 o'clock yesterday. No, I didn't watch television at 12 o'clock yesterday. I learned English. Now we are going to write the negative form of these activities in a sentence. So for example, played 5 computer games. I'm going to say, no, I didn't play 5 computer games in the past or yesterday. I played 3, for example. Let's write down the answer together for the first one. I didn't play 5 computer games. Full stop. I played 3. Moving to the next one, visited a castle. And we can say, I didn't visit a castle. I visited a museum, for example. So we are going to write, I didn't visit a castle. I visited a museum. Next one, I tidied the kitchen. No, I didn't tidy the kitchen. You can say, I tidied my bedroom, for example. So, I didn't tidy. As you can see, it becomes a Y again. The kitchen. Full stop. I tidied my room. The next one, walked to school. No, I didn't walk to school. I traveled by car. Let's write it together. I didn't walk to school. Remember to put a full stop. I traveled, double L, by car. And a full stop again. Washed my father's car. No, I didn't wash my father's car. You can say, for example, I washed the garden. So we are going to write together, I didn't wash my father's car. Let's write something else. For example, I washed the dishes. I washed the dishes. As for the last one, talk to my grandma on the computer. No, I didn't talk to my grandma on the computer. I talked to my grandma on my mobile phone. So, I didn't talk to my grandma on the computer. I talked to my grandma on my mobile phone.